to help our community, how she is trying to help families. Whenever we talk about how we don't really know that many people that are being successful, especially African American people, this is one of them. She is taking off in the business. Okay, I'm gonna bring her up. All right, this is Miss Odetta King. All right, or OdettaKing.com. Okay, I know it. Don't do that now. All right. She is a university professor. She is the author of 5 personal finance books. All right, 5 of them, not just one, 5 of them. Okay. Most recent one is titled Faith and Finance. Okay. If you did not get that, we'll put that in the group chat for you, and I'll also mention that a little bit at the end, towards the end too, so you can know where to go to get that. It's Faith and Finance. All right. She is 8 years in the business. She's an agency owner, a multi 6 figures. All right, diamond ring earner. Hey, Black Queens, I know we like diamonds. All right, I know how it is. So that diamond, I know it's up there. You know what I'm saying? Teaching families how to stack their coins and set themselves up to be Playground Millionaire, which is the title of one of her other 5 books. All right, Playground Millionaires. All right, so Miss Odetta King, let's go, let's go. Thank you for this.
Everybody, how are we doing? Are you guys excited or what? It is a Wednesday night. What an environment we're in. Oh my God. And Nicole, I had no idea. Wow, thank you so much for sharing that story. I know it's definitely gonna bless someone, including all of us, but wow, that was a lot. I had no idea. But anyway, guys, tonight we're talking about protecting the bag, and I'm so glad that Nicole touched upon the importance of having your own. So often when I speak with clients, they tell me, "Oh, I got something with the job. I'm good." No, you are not good, right? If the job owns it, it's not yours. So we're going to talk about protecting the bag. There's one strategy that everyone, right? I think this is a black community that every one of us should have, right? So let's talk about our philosophy of 10%, tree rules and tree goals. I challenge my students this only today that by the end of the semester, May 14th, they better be stacking their coins. So everybody's like, okay, I'm going to save 300, 500, 1,000, 15. I'm like, that's what we're talking about, right? So let's get started. Before planning your financial, let's do this. Sorry, I got to move this out the way. Before planning your financial future, is saving and investing a priority? Do we save what's left over or before, right? Do you know if compounding risk and tax are in your favor? Or what's compounding? Most people don't even know what's compounding, right? Most people are not even thinking about taxes. Most people are not even thinking about risk, right? And do you know how to accomplish the 3 goals? Well, what are those 3 goals, Odetta? We're going to learn more later on. Income protection, income replacement, and generational wealth. A lot of us heard the term generational wealth, but what are you doing for generational wealth, right? So, do you understand the importance of timely decision when it comes to your future? Because listen, if you get the money too late, it may not serve you, right? So, it's all about having those timely decisions. So, when it comes to the process of wealth creation, we must save 10%. We got to put aside and pay ourselves first, right? Because we're paying everybody else and we're trying to save after. How is that working out? It's not. We're not saving. So we're going to reverse it, right? We're going to put that 10% aside and pay ourselves first. And then we must understand and apply, right? Because if I give you all this knowledge and you're not going to implement it, then what's the purpose, right? It's only going to have that transformation when you implement. So we're going to learn the 3 rules of money, which is compound interest. How is your money growing, right? And then also, how is your money going to get taxed? And then we're going to talk about those 3 goals: income protection, income replacement, and generational wealth. So we got to have that saving discipline. And I know some of us are already saving and we think we're good. Well, I'll be the first to tell you, with all due respect, we're not good. Because if you're saving in certain places, you're still going to be broke, right? And I'm the author of This Is Why You're Broke, right? So we want to make sure that we are saving smart. And this is why we're doing these webinars, to educate the public how to save smart. So let's talk about this 10%, because we all agree we got to put aside this 10%, because guess what? 10% today is going to replace 100% tomorrow. Right? So assume you make 60,000 a year and you set aside just 10% because you're spending. Everybody else is getting your money, right? But this account, let's say you put it in an account earning 8%, right? In 30 years, you could have almost $800,000. How many of us can put aside $500 a month? Maybe you may be saying, oh no, I can't. Well, if you can't, then we need to make more money. If you cannot save 500, then we need to make more money, right? Because there's only so much we could save. And if we cannot save anything, we have to look for ways to make more money. It's that simple. But now let's say you are able to save this $500 and you can put it somewhere earning 10%. In 30 years, that's over $1.1 million. How many of us have had 30 years already, right? How many of us have had 40 years already? How many of us have had 50 years already? Do we have $1 million? And if we have $1 million, is it tax-free $1 million? Because $1 million that is not taxed is not $1 million. Pick up what I'm putting down. That $1 million needs to be tax-free, and it also needs to be risk-free, which brings me to the second rule, right? Compound interest. What is compound interest? Well, very simple. Our favorite Uncle Albert Einstein created this rule, right? So you take the number 72 and you're going to divide that by the rate of return. And that's going to give you how many years it's going to take for your money to double. So if you're getting 6%, your money's going to take 12 years to double. Guys, how many 12-year cycle we've had already? Or what if you're getting 8%? Now your money's doubling every 9 years. But what if you're getting 10%? Your money is taking lesser time. Now you got 7.2. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So you see, it's not just about saving money. And some people are not even getting any interest. And they say, oh, that I'm good because I'm saving. No, you're not good, honey, right? You're not good, right? One, we got to get the interest. But two, we got to get a high enough interest because guess what? Inflation is coming at you. The silent killer is coming at you, right? Because if you got, let's say, oh my God, wait, I got to move this thing out of the way. Sorry, guys, I got to mute this. Okay, got you. Inflation is going to hit you like a ton of bricks. You're going to be like, what? How is everything so expensive? Well, that's inflation for you. If you have $100, right, 5% interest, you're like, woo, woo, that I'm doing good. I got 5%. Hold your brakes. Okay, pump your brakes because you got to pay tax. So now you're down to 103.75. And inflation is about 3%. So you really only making 75 cents on your $100 because of taxes and inflation. So when people say to me, oh, Dada, I'm good, I'm saving money, pump your brakes, okay? No, you're not good. The second rule to money deals with, wow, this is a big one. This is where they really get us, right? If you put your money in the bank, which we all do, nothing wrong with the bank. Nothing is wrong. But when you know what you know, you're not going to keep a lot of money in the bank, right? When you know what we know, you're only putting enough for transactional stuff, in and out, right? Paying the bills in and out, right? This is not the place you want to be stacking a lot of coins, right? Money in the bank is fixed. You're getting a fixed interest. Your money is safe. This is why a lot of people like it, but it's not going to grow a lot. Now, if you have your money in the stock market, that is known as variable accounts. And everything that's variable, we already know, Google the world, right? It's going to go up and it's going to come down. So one time you're rich, one time you're broke. No, honey, we want to be rich and we want to stay rich, okay? So we're not going to dabble too much in the variable accounts because we want to be controlling our future, right? And then you have index account, which is what we're educating the public about, because nobody knows anything about the index account. And why? Can anybody put in the chat why? Why do you think we don't know about this third bucket? Put in the chat. What do you guys think it is? Why do we not know about indexing our money with an insurance company? Right? Where now your money is safe, just like the bank, and your money is growing, just like the stock market. So why we don't know this one? Why? Ask yourself why. Why we never learned this at NYU, where I graduated? Why? Why did it make me teach this at the university where I teach? Why? Why? But guess what? We're going to give you the why. That's why you're going to come on all of these webinars, right? So it's all about safety and growth. You could have your cake and your bake and eat them both, all right? So now let's talk about taxes, because guys, even the tax professionals don't know this. And I know this for a fact because I brought on board 3 tax professionals. And they're like, Odetta, I know everything. Leave me alone. There's nothing you can teach me. And I'm like, listen, girl, sit in the classroom. Just sit in the classroom, right? And now with Tax Now account, these are your checking, savings, CD, stocks, mutual funds. Everybody got those, or most of them, right? So when you get paid at your job, right, and you put your money in these accounts, the Tax Now account, well, guess what? You see the triangle is getting bigger. The more money you make, the more tax you pay. Simple. Tax later. Why is it that they're making all of us? It's so easy for all of us to sign up for these tax later accounts. That's your 401k that they love to say, oh, Dada, I'm doing good. I got a lot of money in my 401k. Well, pump your brakes, honey. That's not so good. That's actually a problem for you in the future. You don't know what you don't know, right? Pick up what I'm putting down. Your 401k, your 403b, your 457 IRA, all of these accounts, they're great. But do you want to pay tax on the seed, the little money, or you want to pay tax on the harvest, the big money? If you are a farmer, do you want to pay tax on the seed, or you want to pay tax on the harvest when you got this big field of mangoes all over, all over the floor, on the ground, and the trees hanging? Like, do you want to pay tax on every mango in the field of abundance, or you want to pay tax on the seed? Well, this is what's going to happen with these tax later accounts. And I had a client who told me only yesterday, oh my God, this poor lady in her 80s has to deal with tax bill, like huge money, all because she saved. But where was the money? In a tax later bucket. So her pension that she's getting is taxed. Her social that she's getting is taxed. Her 401k that she's getting is taxed. Her IRA that she's getting is taxed. She got all this money in a taxable account. So guess how much tax she's going to pay at the end of the year? Because she got a lot of income. She got a lot of income streams, but it's not about having a lot of income streams. You want to have smart income streams. You want to have 4 or 5 income streams that is all tax free. Because if you got all 4 or 5 and they're taxed later, honey, you got a lot of money, but you're gonna have a lot of taxes. You're gonna have a whole lot of problem in your 70s, your 80s, your 90s, because Uncle Sam is coming for you, right? And we don't want that, right? Tax advantage. The word advantage tells you itself. These are some of the accounts that are advantageous from a tax perspective. A Roth IRA, we all know that. Guess what? And because it's so good, what do? They limit you Because this is such a good account, they limit you how much you could put in it. How come they're not limiting you on some of these other accounts? Or the limit is bigger. But your Roth, they want to limit you to 7,500 or 8,500 if you're over 50. Why? But your 401k, they're giving you 20 something thousand. Oh, they want you to put your money over here because over here they're going to tax you. They're going to love you over here, right? And then your 529 college saving. Oh, please do not get me started on this. As a professor, I see this every day. But listen, it is bigger than me because the system is set up for everybody to put their money in these accounts, right? So, executive bonus, long-term care, cash value, life insurance. Listen, don't let the word life insurance fool you. Stay focused. It's not about the life insurance. It's what it can do for your family. It's what it can do for you while you're alive, right? See, they don't know this, right? That's why you got to keep coming. So now that you understand a little about the taxes, where do you have most of your money? And now that you know better, where should your money be? Well, tax-free money means more money all day, every day. Pick up what I'm putting down. Tax-free money means more money because if you got $1 million and it's tax-free, it's $1 million. If you got $1 million and it's taxed later, it's not $1 million because you don't know how much Uncle Sam is going to charge you in taxes. You have no control. We want to be in control of our future, right? So now let's talk about the 3 goals to plan a secure future. What if you get sick? Nobody's talking. Nobody's planning. I mean, we believe in God. Faith and finance all day. We got faith in God. But we know we're going to get sick at some point. Old age is real. Let's talk about old age. Let's talk about getting sick. Some of you may or may not know. My brother is 42 and he lives in a nursing home, double amputee. He's disabled. He's only 42. Let's talk about putting things in place just in case. To God be the glory. If nothing happens, we're going to continue praising God even more. But what do you have? What do you have in place? God forbid something were to happen to your health. Sick or disabled. What do you have in place? What account do you have in place? Do not tell me your health insurance because your health insurance is not going to put money in your pocket. Your health insurance is going to pay the hospital and you're still going to have to come out of copay to buy other stuff, right? So what account do you have in place? God forbid you get sick. Listen, when you are sick, you do not want to be thinking about money. When you are sick, money should not even be a conversation. Whatever we need to get, we get it. Wherever we got to go, we go in. Money should not be in the same sentence with sickness, right? So what account do you have? If you ain't got nothing tonight, after this webinar, you need to get in touch with the person who invited you and say, hey, I want to make sure I get that account that the dad is talking about, right? What are you protecting? What if you live too long? Again, we believe in God, right? We are going to live long, but along the way, things are going to happen. But the Bible say no weapon formed against us will prosper. We know the weapon is going to form. So again, what do you have in place to replace your income if you live to age 100? Because people are living longer. And I don't know about you, but if I could go beyond 100, bring it on. But your money got to be there for you. You see, the older you get, you got to have more money. Your money got to go before you. Because when the money goes before you, the respect follows you. The kids come around. The nurses love you. Your whole meditate will kiss the floor you walking on. They don't want you to die because that's their salary. They don't want you to die because that's their paycheck. That's how they're feeding their family. What account do you have in place that's going to pay you till the end of time? Because you don't want to run out of money. You don't want to run out of money in your old age. You don't want to be broke in your old age. When you're young and you're broke, that's kind of cute. You could get around with it. You could work some jobs, right? But you do not want to be old and broke. So what account do you have in place that's going to pay you till your eyes close and still give you that freedom and dignity and respect because your money is going before you. And what are you leaving to your family? The Bible talks about leaving generational wealth for your children. What are you leaving for your children? Listen, I don't have any kids, but I say it all the time. My family knows that I'm leaving more to my nieces and nephew than their own parents because I live and breathe this stuff. So what do you have in place for your kids, that someday they will walk around with your picture in their wallet, or they'll have your picture in their house saying, thank God for auntie, thank God for uncle. Because guess what? If you ain't doing nothing, you're doing something. If you ain't doing nothing, you are doing something, because you're either going to leave generational wealth or generational debt. Okay? I'm going to a funeral on Sunday, and I'm not going to talk much about it, but trust me, there's no generational wealth going on there. There's no generational wealth going on there. The Black African American community, there's no generational wealth. When people die, it's burden, it's stress, it's just problems. We're going to change that. We're going to leave wealth. When we die, they going to cry tears of joy because they know they got checks coming. They know they got buildings coming. They know they got bank accounts coming. They know they got trust funds unlocking. What are you leaving? I don't know about you, but this is why you on tonight, and we're going to change that, right? We're going to change that tonight. So, how valuable or important are these goals to you? When you save this 10%, because right now some of you might be saving it, but you're not saving it smart. And if you're not saving it, after tonight, you're going to start saving it. You want to put that 10% with the 3 roles and 3 goals in a strategy that's giving you growth on your money. Your money got to grow. Your money has to grow. Your money has to compound. We're not doing no foolishness and not getting any interest. We're not doing no foolishness and getting 2 and 3%. No, we're not. Because now we know better. And when we know better, we're going to do better, right? Your money has to compound. We're talking 7, 8, 9, 10% growth. And while you're growing that money, you got to manage your risk. Because guess what? I heard too many people tell me, yo, Dada, where were you when I had 300,000? And my question to them is, where's the 300,000 now? Where is it now? Guess what? They lost it, right? So you got to manage your risk effect. Again, I'm the author of Let's Get Rich. I'm the author of This Is Why You Broke. I don't want to be broke. And I'm sure you don't want to be broke either. But guess what? You want to be rich and you want to stay rich. There's levels to this game. You want to be rich and you want to stay rich and you want to die rich. You want to be rich, you want to stay rich, and you want to die rich. Because when you die rich, you're not leaving debt, you're leaving wealth. So you got to manage your risk and make sure that as you're building your nest egg, you're not losing not a penny along the way, right? But guess what? That money also has to be tax-free, because what do we say? Tax-free money means more money all day, every day. Stack it up. But you got to stack it up smart. I'm the author of If You Ain't Stacking, You're Dropping. What are we stacking? These coins all the way up. We ain't dropping nothing, right? And the fourth part, you got to have protection, people. And we're not talking about no burial life insurance. If you're on this call tonight, please do not go and tell anybody the word life insurance. Because the minute you tell people the word life insurance, you'll get blocked. They're mentally blocked out. They don't hear nothing else after that word. Do not tell people life insurance. You just came off of an amazing webinar talking about a strategy, talking about an account to build wealth. Don't go tell nobody about no life insurance. They don't want to hear that word, right? Because all they know is associated with debt. And we're not talking about debt here. We're talking about stacking coins. We're talking about making money. We're talking about protecting our wealth. We're talking about growing money. We're talking about making sure this money is tax-free. We're talking about making sure that if we get sick along the way, we got money to take care of us. Are you Are you really? What are we really talking about? It's not about the life insurance, it's what this strategy can do for you. So you got to put protection in place because life will happen. And when life happens, you're not going to be discombobulated. You're still standing on your feet because you put things in place, because we prepared. We prepared for sickness. We prepared for debts. We prepared for emergency. We prepared to buy the block. We prepared to buy the land. We prepared to buy whatever. We're prepared. All in one strategy. Transamerica, number one in the industry. I didn't say it. Forbes said it. The insurance industry said it. So when you put your money in this strategy with Transamerica, you're getting on-cap growth. What do you mean by on-cap with that? There's no limit how much you can earn. On top of it, 113 participation. You're getting above 100%. And your money is safe. There's a floor because this is a contract. The floor is 0.75. Say what? Uncle Warren Buffett talked about this. Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, remember rule number 1. He's talking about this strategy. Pick up what I'm putting down. If you know, you know. If you don't, get in class. Right? Tax advantage all day, every day, because we know tax-free money means more money. Don't talk to me about $1 million in your 401k. Don't talk to me about $1 million in your 403b. Don't talk to me about $1 million in your IRA. I already know that's going to be a problem for you when you're 65, 69, 70, or whatever age. You're going to pay a lot of taxes. Uncle Sam going to love you and he going to hate me because I'm untouchable. He can't get me because my money is tax-free all day, every day, right? And then you got the protection because we know, hey, if life happens along the way, we good. We good financially. We're not worrying about the bills. We're worrying about getting the best care. We're worrying about flying out wherever we got to go to get the best treatment. So let's talk about a historical look back because these accounts have been around for 20 plus years. So when we track the market, somebody who was saving in a traditional investment account, your IRA, your 401k, your 403b, your TDA, your stocks, your brokerage account, it's all good. But do you want to be good or do you want to be better? Right? So in 2008, your 10,000 fell because the market was negative 27. What if you were retiring in 2008? What if that was $1 million? What if that was 100,000? Or what if that was money that, you know what, your kids were supposed to go to school in the year 2008? You got to change schools because you can't afford to go to the school you woulda, shoulda, coulda gone to, right? 2012, no, the market did good. We back up, but guess what? We're only at 12. Meanwhile, the index account is like a staircase. It's only going in one direction, up. There's no back and forth. We're not doing this back and forth. We're going one way and one way only, all the way up. Because we're going to be rich and we're going to stay rich and we're going to die rich, right? 2012, the index account value is almost 20,000. The variable account, which is your 401k, your 403b, your 457, you're at 12, right? Now, when we look at all the way, we're done with 24, right? We both started with 10,000. 2024, you with your 403b, you got 35, and you want to tell me you good? You good because you made more money because you started with 10 and now you're 35 and you think you're good when you woulda, shoulda, coulda had 78,000 tax free? So who's winning here, right? Your S&P 500 did 6.51 and we with our IUL, we did 10.87. But guys, along the way, within that 20-year cycle, if someone had passed away, death benefit pays out. If someone had got sick, the living benefits accelerated. If someone had a business opportunity that came up, they could have pulled out some money with zero penalty. Try doing that with your 403B if you're under age 59 and a half. Try doing that with your TDA if you're under 59 and a half. Try doing that with your 401k if you're under 59 and a half. What will happen? Put in the chat. If you're under age 59 and a half, what would happen if you try taking money out of those accounts? What would happen? Right? So even my students, they know Uncle Warren Buffett too, because I'm teaching this stuff in the classroom. Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, well, remember rule number 1. We're not dropping no coins. We're stacking it all the way up. Because if you ain't stacking, you're dropping it. And listen to Uncle Warren Buffett. You ain't got to listen to me. I'm listening to him. Right? So this strategy that we're talking about, let's show you a live case study. We got Jenny B. Rich. You see that? Look at her name. Jenny B. Rich is making $60,000 a year. And because she's our client, she came in with an attitude and her chip in her shoulder like, oh, Dada, don't tell me nothing. I know everything about money. I'm good. No, you're not good, Jenny. You're dropping your coins, Jenny, because you got all your money in a tax deferred account. But anyway, she's like, okay, well, Dada, fine. I'm going to listen to you. What you got? And then we showed her this. Jenny, you're making $60,000. I want you to put aside 10% of your income. That's $500 a month. Immediately, that increases her net worth, $500,000. Talk about dying rich. Did she have $500,000 in her 401k? Did she have $500,000 in her 403b? Did she have $500,000 in her 457? No, she did not. But that $500, okay? That $500, her first premium created an instant estate. $500,000. Her net worth shot up. She's more confident now. She's walking around like, you know what? I'm the finish the sentence, right? So she saved this 500 for 10 years, right? And guess what? She put in 60,000. She has access. Look at her cash value, second to last column. She has access to 61. Say what? Yes. So if she wanted to pull some money out at age 45, no 10% penalty. No going back and forth with HR. It's like, hello, this is my 61,997. Can I have it? No, it's not can I have it. I'm taking some of it. It's my money and it's tax free and it's risk free. Okay? Don't play with me, right? When you got this account, don't play with us, honey. Okay? We know who we are, right? Now at age 50, she put in $90,000. Her cash value is over $117,000, right? At age 60, she has contributed $150,000. And what's her cash value? Almost $300,000. But look at the last column, her benefit bucket. You see how she's building her wealth? You see how she's increasing her net worth? You see how by default, she's going to be a blessing to the next generation and not leave dead, but leave wealth, right? And now at age 70, she has contributed $210,000. And look at her cash, $604,000 tax-free. Not $604,000 in your 401k. Not $604,000 in your 403b, which you don't even know how much it's really going to be by the time Uncle Sam is done with you, right? This is how you control your future. And now she can take about $55,000. Now she can take Now she can take $55,000 a year in retirement. Guys, it's tax free. When you are ready to retire, you do not want to have too much money in a taxable account, which I'm pretty sure by now you know what are those taxable accounts. You do not, because you think you're good, you're not good. Okay? When you're 65, 69, 70, and you got your pension, you got your social, you got your IRA, you got your brokerage account, like everything is screaming a whole lot of taxes. A whole lot of taxes. The key is to have more of your money in a tax-free environment. Okay? Yeah. when you're 65 and 70 or whatever age, right? So now the Index Universal Life, again, you save 10%. She saved this for 35 years, so she contributed 210. At age 70, her cash grew to 604,000 tax-free. Okay, don't play with that word. Got to put that word in because it makes a difference. Okay, she had safety all along the way of never ever losing money, so she's sleeping like a playground millionaire baby, right? She don't care what's going on in the stock market, what's going on with Uncle Donald Trump, what's going on with whichever president comes into power and whatever tax law they make, whatever the stock market is doing, she's sleeping like a baby. She's not even caring. She's not even watching the news. She can't be bothered. She's unbothered because she is stacking her coins and she's going to stay rich and die rich. Peace of mind, right? And then, of course, again, all of this money is tax-free. So she's able to take out $54,888 annually until her eyes close, tax-free. Try getting $54,000 in your 401k. How much you really gonna keep after tax? You don't even know. Because by the time they calculate your pension, your social, your brokerage, and all those other things that you have, child, please, right? And then you got the protection. $500,000. Say what? Okay, don't play with us. We good all the way, honey. Our net worth is real up and it's going to stay up and keep going up. So this is the income protection that, God forbid, right? If we pass away prematurely, because life is life, right? Or the good Lord calls us home and we go sleep till eternity, we don't leave no burden. We're going to leave blessing, okay? No burdens over here, just blessing. We just out here handing out blessing to everybody. Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. Everybody getting blessed around here, okay? You want to be like that for your family, blessing everybody. Everybody getting blessed. And when we die, more blessings, right? So, you don't believe me? I got the proof for the Doubting Thomas. I got the proof for the negative Nellies, okay? I didn't write this article. We all know Time Magazine. But what did Time Magazine have to say? It's time to retire the 401k. That's what they had to say. Don't believe me? Go read the article. What did Forbes magazine had to say? Don't believe me? We have nothing to do with Forbes. These are credible publications. You can't bribe them, right? What did they have to say? Why Index Universal Life Insurance might be the new 401k. Those two words shouldn't even be in the same sentence. Pick up what I'm putting down, right? And then I didn't say it either. The life insurance industry news shows you the numbers. Sales went up by 2% in the first quarter. Okay? It went up. And look who's at the top. Transamerican Life Financial Foundation, IUO 2. Shout out to all who got the 2, because that's the new and improved, right? Life product was what? Number what? Say, don't play with us. Do not play with us, people. Number one. Listen, it's hard being number one in anything, okay? Number one. Don't play with us. So why are people putting a lot of money in this account? I want to know. I can't really read the chat, but put in the chat. Why do you think a lot of people are putting money in this account? Is it for burial? Is it for debt? Come on, right? They tricked us. They tricked us. They scammed you. They scammed me. They scammed all of us, right? But not no more. Not no more. Now that we know the light and we see the light, we're gonna shine bright and let everybody know, hey, come over here, right? So do you want to be an unorganized family? 100 of your paycheck just going to all these bills. You paying everybody and you broke and you stressed out and you busted and you angry and you mad. You working so hard to pay all these bills except yourself. You paying bills, you putting money in real estate, you putting money in stocks. There's nothing wrong with those things. You putting money in the bank account. You doing all these things without understanding taxes and risk, Really? Really? You're doing all these things. And you still robbing Peter to pay Paul, living paycheck to paycheck. We got to do something better, people. We have to do something better because this system is not working. It didn't work for your grandfather. It didn't work for your parents. It's not working for you. And it's not going to work for your kids. We cannot keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different results. You ain't got to believe me. Just look to your right and look to your left, right? So without being organized, you have no income protection. This is why we see a lot of GoFundMe. And I always say I'm not donating to no GoFundMe, but sometimes I still have to donate, right? And then we have no income replacement, right? We want to say we want to depend on the government. Are you for real? Like when people tell me that I'm going to depend on the government, like I'm like done. Like the presentation is done. Like like there's nothing I could tell you. I just got to pray for you at that point. There's nothing I can tell you. When you're going to tell me I'm going to depend on the government, like the presentation is over. Like we are not on the same wavelength. We don't have the same mindset. We don't have the same belief. You want to depend on the government and I'm trying to put you in a position to be the government of your house. Okay? Right? So we have no income protection replacement. And so we depend on the government. I'm going to tell you a true story. The funeral that I'm going to on Sunday, okay? The funeral that I'm going to on Sunday, this person could have died in their house peacefully, comfortable. But because the government that we so want to believe and depend on, the government said, no, we're not giving you no home health aid. No, we're not giving you no aid, no help. No, we're not. I'm going to a funeral on Sunday. And I'm going to give everybody at that funeral my information. Because the collection plate is passing around right now. And with that collection plate, they're going to get my flyer. No generational wealth. What are we leaving behind? We're not leaving nothing because we're begging for money to bury the person. So what are we leaving? What are we leaving? On my way coming home, I was talking to my mom. I said, Mom, I want to do something. Do I donate money? Do I donate food? Do I donate drink? Because they need everything. They need everything. So there's no generational wealth going on there. That's generational debt going on there. And I'm going to go to that funeral. And I'm going to make sure that I talk to whoever and let them know we got to change this as a community. We got to do better, right? So as a result, financial challenges, when it happens, we can't deal with it because we didn't have an organized house. We didn't know better, but now we know better. And this is why we do these webinars, because we want to make sure that more people get this information. We lose time in the thinking process. Some of you say, oh, I got to think about it. I got to Google. I got to ask my husband, my cousin, my dog, my cat. Really? Like, after seeing this, you do not need to ask nobody. Okay? It's not about me. It's about the information that I'm bringing to you. It's about the facts that I'm bringing to you. It's about the credibility that I'm bringing to you. It's about knowing what's going on that I ain't even got to tell you because you know what you're going through. So when people say, I got to think about it, okay, I'm going to give you some grace. But what is there to think about? Saving money? Making sure that you have things in place if you get sick? Making sure that you're controlling your future, not dependent on the government? Like, what is it we have to think about? You're already saving, but you still want to think about it? When now you understand taxes, now you understand market risk, now you understand your money's going to go up and down. Like, what are we thinking about? There's nothing to think about, right? These companies have already done the research, right? So you want to be an organized family. That when you get 100% of your paycheck, the first thing you're going to do, to God be the glory, we're going to tithe 10%. Because without him, we wouldn't have that job. Without him, we wouldn't have that paycheck. So we tithe 10% to God first, and then that second 10%, you pay yourself. You pay yourself and live off of the 80%. Live off of the 80%. Make the 80% do. Cut back if you got to cut back. And if you can't cut back, you need to make more money and you need to come on this campaign. Come on this campaign because nobody knows this information. Teach families, help families make money, right? So now with that 10% is going to give you peace of mind because you got income protection if you get sick, when you get sick, if you grow to old age, right? That 10% is also going to help you with income replacement. That 10% is also helping you with generational wealth, right? And then the other 90%, if you don't believe in God and you don't want to tithe, that's on you. But I'm going to stay giving my 10% because God has been good, right? And now you pay everybody else. You pay the bills. You want to do real estate. You want to do stocks. You want to do all these other things. Knock yourself out, right? So you got to be organized. And when you are organized, you have income protection because you are the most valuable person. Without you, nothing is happening. Protect yourself. Without you, you can't pay the bills. You can't pay the mortgage. You can't pay the rent. You can't pay the car note. Come on. Protect yourself first, right? And then you got income replacement because if life happens, you got money. And then you got generational wealth, right? It's not just about dying and dying. No, we're going to die the right way, okay? We're going to die rich, right? And so family never faces financial challenges in case of tragedy. Life is going to happen. Life is going to happen. Let's be prepared, people. Let's be prepared. Life is going to life. As my students say, life is life. Life is going to life. But let's be prepared, right? And build a source of income to protect your assets and reduce your future taxes. Because guess what? Uncle Sam is not going to teach you this because he don't want you to reduce your taxes. He wants you to keep putting money in those buckets so he could tax you, right? Now, this strategy that we showed you tonight is good for adults and it's also good for kids. And so we're going to queue up a video, right? Because the IUL, as you guys know, this is my background, Playground Millionaire, right? IUL is good for everybody if you're healthy and you can afford it. So all of you that got kids, watch this video.
Someone is sitting in the shade today. A pretty money-savvy guy once said, someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. So you're ready to start saving for your kids' future. You already understand the power of compound interest over time, so you know the sooner you start, the better. So where should you be saving that money? Let's talk about perhaps